Hi everybody, welcome back to Ultramarathon Glen. Today's video has been suggested by Mark J. Mark, thank you very much for the video suggestion, where you would like to know more about training with a family, a full-time job, and only being an average person, not a professional runner. So Mark, I want to start off by saying you are not an average person, mate. The fact that you choose to do an ultra marathon whenever you have a wife, children, a job, other commitments, makes you quite extraordinary, along with everybody else out there that chooses to do an ultra marathon and to push the limits whenever they've got all them other excuses that normal people use for not doing it. To clear it up from the very start, you and everybody else that is doing an ultra marathon, pushing the limits every day, trying to juggle life, work, a family, are far from normal. And for the record, this guy is not a full-time runner either. I can honestly say that I have a full-time job. Most days keeps me there 12 hours plus. Quite a lot of pressure with that job. Quite a lot of stress. Get phone calls at any time of the day relating to work. And that's the reason I choose to do endurance sports in my spare time. How do I make it work? How do I take my time restraints with work, my commitment to my family, who I love to pieces, how do I take that and make it work? I'm gonna let you in on a secret that I followed whenever I was training for my first Ironman way back when. Probably 15 years ago now actually. But what I done was I took my family, I explained to my family my reasons why I wanted to do it. One, to push myself and to see what I was capable of. Two, to give me that release from my pressure job and to have a life outside of work. Two, and three, so that I would be fitter and more capable of playing with my children and my grandchildren. That's what drove me whenever I struggled with training time for work. I made the commitment to my family that they would always come first, and the time that we had together was always going to be quality time over just time. I also made the commitment that my second priority was work. I needed to pay the bills, and that work would always come before my training. And then of course third, my priority was to do away with as much dead time watching TV, sitting around being unproductive as possible so that I could focus on my training. That was my commitment all those years ago to my family, and that's still my why and my focus today whenever things are going wrong and not quite right. Trust me whenever I say this year has been exceptionally busy, challenging, stressful at work, and unfortunately my training, quality of these videos, everything has had to suffer because of that. My time away from my family even managed to suffer because of that. I have had to make some adjustments and some changes to my life, to my work, in order to get them priorities back aligned, because that's what's important to me. But I'm going to let you into some of the key things that help me manage my lifestyle. Some of the key things that I do that it lets me enjoy success in all areas, I suppose, because I keep finishing races that I enter, touch wood. I keep doing well from my point of view, the training time and everything else that I have going on in my life. I feel that I'm successful in them races. I also still having success at work, which is important for them bills again. But most of all, my family time still doesn't suffer. Early morning runs, yeah, I know. 4 a.m. starts. If you start work at 6, you've got 2 hours. An hour for training and an hour to get your ass to work and ready. If you start at 8, whoo, you're a lucky boy. You get to train for 3 hours in the morning and an hour to get your ass to work. So I've always used that for how it doesn't interfere with my work at the weekends, or during the week. At the weekends, unfortunately, the exact same principle works. Whenever my training and my distance starts getting a little bit higher, I've always committed from the very start to be home and in the house by kind of 10 a.m. on a Saturday and Sunday morning. Gives me all day to put a smile on my face and get on with what it is. Now, as my training progresses, 2 things happen, because it is a short period of time. I have the conversation with my lovely family. I say, look, I'm still gonna get up and get out at 4 o'clock in the morning, but because I've got 7 or 8 hours to do today, I'm gonna be back at 12 o'clock, and then I'm all yours for the rest of the day. Usually, as long as I let them know that, it works perfectly fine. The other thing I like to do with my family, and it also helps my training, is night runs. Quite often, what I'll do whenever I'm at the pointy end of the stick training for the 200 milers, I will head out a long run, 10 o'clock on a Saturday evening, whenever my wife is maybe having a glass of wine and tucking herself then into bed. I put on my shoes, put on my gear, and I get out the door. And depending on what I'm aiming to achieve that night will depend on whether I get home at 4 o'clock and get into bed for a couple of hours, get a few hours sleep before I get up and repeat, or I have seen me come home after 12 hours moving, coming in the door, my family getting up, having to suck it up like a princess, put a smile on my face, and survive the rest of the day without any sleep. 2 things happen in this occasion. 1, I get my long training session done. 2, I get to spend the same amount of time with my family without losing out. And as a bonus, this is the bonus, you get to feel that deep sleep deprivation, which you're going to feel in day 2, day 3 of a race. So it's a win-win situation. The other way is I like to run to work, run home from work, or a few years back it was cycle to work, run home. Whatever the case was, whatever you're doing at the time, if you incorporate it into your commute to and from work, a great way of, by the time you come home, you're ready just to jump straight into family life without having to go out again. I really hope that you have got something from this video and from all the years and the mistakes I've made. Quick, brief review of some of the mistakes, some of the not to do for the family. Don't come home after a 5-hour or 6-hour training session and expect any sympathy or ever mention the dreaded word, "Oh, I'm a bit tired." Yeah? Smile. "Yes, honey, what would you like to do today?" That's the only thing that works. The only thing that works. Don't use it as an excuse like the majority of people does, that I've got a family, I've got work, I can't commit to that time. Look at the time that you have got, that you are wasting. I guarantee you, if you look at your life, you can make an extra hour a day to get your training in. Remember, we are extraordinary people doing extraordinary things with the best of our time. Good luck. I hope your race goes really well, Mark. I hope the training goes really well for it. Remember to prioritize your why, so that every time that self-doubt or that feeling sorry for yourself comes back and you think, "I just don't have enough time to train," you actually have it in your head that you can roll it out and say, whoa Glenn, this is an excuse. As usual, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Leave a comment. Let me know how you manage your busy lifestyle with your training, what your priorities look like. And thanks again.